ਤੇ ਗੱਲ ਸਾਡੀ ਹੋ ਰਹੀ ਅੱਜ organ donation ਦੀ ਜਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਹੋਊਗਾ ਜਾਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਪਤਾ ਹੋਊਗਾ ਕਿ this today and coincidentally I only found out this morning it's the start of organ donation week so organ donation ਮਤਲਬ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਕਿ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਅੰਗ ਆਪਣੇ ਮੌਤ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਜਾਂ ਮੌਤ ਦੇ ਟਾਈਮ ਤੇ ਕਿਸੇ ਨੂੰ ਦੇ ਸਕਦੇ ਆ ਤਾਂ ਕਿ ਉਹਦੀ ਜ਼ਿੰਦਗੀ ਬਚ ਜਾਵੇ and this stems from we had a good friend who ran Punjab2000.com Tony Singh Babla and he carried a donor card his untimely death you know but on donation apne ਉਹਨਾਂ ਕੋਲ donor card ਸੀਗਾ and he donated his car organs and he saved 3 lives till now with that so today's topic ਮੇਰੇ ਨਾਲ ਮੇਰੇ guest ਹੈ ਅੱਗੇ ਵੀ ਸ਼ੋਅ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਦੇਖੇ ਹੋਣੇ Professor Gurch Randhawa and Rohit Sagoo from ਲੋੜ ਕੀ ਹੈ and ਕਿੰਨੇ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਇਸ ਚੀਜ਼ ਦੀ ਲੋੜ ਹੈ and how you can be an organ donor ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਤਾਂ ਦੋਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਸਤਿ ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਅਕਾਲ ਜੀ ਆਇਆਂ ਨੂੰ
ਸਤਿ ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਅਕਾਲ
ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਦੱਸੋ ਕਿ organ donation ਕੀ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਹੈ what's organ donation
so in this country at the moment if you have organ failure be that kidneys liver heart lungs the way to save your life is to put in someone else's organs except for a kidney which can be donated from a live person most other organs have to be donated at the time of death but the most important thing is they can transform your lives and they can save your lives and in this country at the moment over 6,000 people are waiting for a transplant and especially for the audience today what we need to remember is disproportionately the Asian community are overrepresented on the waiting list we've got higher rates of diabetes kidney failure so we make up 30% of the kidney transplant waiting list
ਤੁਸੀਂ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਪਿਛਲੀ ਵਾਰੀ ਵੀ ਦੱਸਿਆ ਸੀਗਾ ਕਿ waiting list ਤੇ 50% people are from a BMA background.
Yeah, in London they are.
In London,
yeah.
right. And you said on the donation list it's only 2%.
Yeah, it's 4%. It's terrible.
Oh, it's 4%?
Yeah.
Oh, so at least it's double. Right. Yeah. So ਇਹ ਇੱਦਾਂ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਕਿ ਜਦੋਂ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਚੀਜ਼ ਲੈਣੀ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਆ ਤਾਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਖੜੇ ਹੋ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਆ ਪਰ ਜਦੋਂ ਡੋਨੇਟ ਕਰਨੀ ਹੁੰਦੀ then we're not very good so despite all our talk of community despite all the talk of seva and all of these emojis with the hands folded and stuff like this ਇੱਦਾਂ ਹੀ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਕਿ ਹਲੇ ਮੈਸੇਜ ਥਰੂ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੋਇਆ ਸਾਡੀ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ ਨੂੰ ਰਾਈਟ ਸੋ ਇਹ ਜਿਹੜੇ organ donation ਹੈ ਇਹ ਕਦੋਂ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ at the time of death
yes so I think that's why it's so important that you know Tony Singh Babla's story is being told loud and clear but there are so many other donor families who need to tell their stories so that people see that donation is a normal thing to do and I think the problem in our community is nobody wants to talk about death
No,
they think, oh, it's a taboo, you know.
They don't think they're going to die.
Yeah, or they bring bad luck on themselves. Whereas actually, we need to plan for our death. We need to know what people want in terms of burial, cremation. But organ donation needs to be in that conversation. And, you know, I don't want to be harsh or rude about it, but as a community, you know, we have to solve this. This isn't the NHS's problem. This is an NHS problem. It's a community problem. We need to step up. It's fantastic you're willing to give this topic an airtime, but we need, you know, faith leaders to give this airtime and actually have the conversation. Being silent is copping out. You know, we can't be silent.
Unfortunately, it's what we do on a lot of issues, whether it's domestic abuse, whether it's child abuse, whether it's divorces. We as a community are silent on a lot of issues, but, you know, some of us are putting up a good fight and some of us are fighting the good fight. There's few and far between. But yeah, of course, ਅਸੀਂ ਜਿੰਨੇ ਵੀ problems ਆ ਇਹ ਆਪ ਹੀ solve ਕਰਨੇ ਆ ਜਦੋਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ organ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਫੇਲ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਹੈ ਤਾਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ organ donation ਦੀ ਲੋੜ ਪੈਂਦੀ ਹੈ ਰਾਈਟ ਹੁਣ ਡੋਨੇਸ਼ਨ ਚਾਹਣ ਵਾਲੇ ਲਿਸਟ ਤੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ 50% ਆ ਲੰਡਨ ਵਿੱਚ is ethnic minorities ਤੁਸੀਂ ਡੋਨੇਸ਼ਨ ਦੇ ਲਿਸਟ ਤੇ 4% ਆ ਤਾਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਫਿਰ ਮੈਚ ਕਿੱਥੋਂ ਮਿਲਣੇ and I think this is the key ਪਰ ਆਪਾਂ ਐਜ਼ ਅ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ ਇੱਕ ਤਾਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਅਨਐਜੂਕੇਟਿਡ ਹੈ ਦੂਜਾ ਅਸੀਂ ਇੰਨੇ ਲਾਲਚੀ ਆ ਨਾ ਕਿ ਅਸੀਂ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਕਿ ਮਰੇ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਵੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਅੰਗ ਨਾਲ ਲੈ ਜਾਈਏ ਹਾਲੇ ਕਿ ਜਦੋਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਮਰ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਆ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਆਤਮਾ ਤਾਂ ਨਿਕਲ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਹੈ according to whatever you believe in your soul is gone right and yet we still think ਨਹੀਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਲੂਣਾ ਆ we're going to burn this person cremate them but actually ਜੇ ਮੌਤ ਦੇ ਵੇਲੇ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਅੰਗ ਕੱਢੇ ਜਾਣ ਮਤਲਬ ਕਿ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਕਿਡਨੀਜ਼ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਹਾਰਟ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਲਿਵਰ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਲੰਗਸ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਇਹ ਜ਼ਰੂਰੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਿ ਜਦੋਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਮਰਦੇ ਕਿ ਉਹ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਵੀ ਖਰਾਬ ਹੋਣੀਆਂ they could be good in good condition right and ਉਹ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਉਹਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਈ ਜਾਨਾਂ ਬਚਾ ਸਕਦੇ ਆ ਅਸੀਂ ਟੋਨੀ ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਕੀਤੀ ਸਾਡੇ ਮਿੱਤਰ ਦੀ ਉਹਨੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਮਰਨ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਵੀ ਆਪਣੇ ਅੰਗ ਡੋਨੇਟ ਕੀਤੇ ਤੇ ਉਹਨ 3 ਬੰਦਿਆਂ ਦੀ ਜਾਨ ਬਚਾਈ ਇਹ ਕਿੰਨੀ ਮਹਾਨ ਗੱਲ ਆ ਕਿ ਮੌਤ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਵੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਜਾਨਾਂ ਬਚਾਉਂਦੇ ਆ ਸੋ ਰੱਬ ਤਾਂ ਜੀ ਤਾਂ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਲਾਗੇ ਆਉਣਾ ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਵੀ ਰੱਬ ਲਈ ਕੁਛ ਕਰੋ ਰੱਬ ਦੇ ਬੰਦਿਆਂ ਲਈ ਕੁਛ ਕਰੋ ਇਹ ਜ਼ਰੂਰੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਘਰ ਬਹਿ ਕੇ ਰੱਬ ਕਰਨਾ ਤਾਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਰੱਬ ਮਿਲ ਜਾਣਾ ਰੱਬ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਕਰਮ ਵੀ ਦੇਖਦਾ ਸਿਰਫ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਵਰਡਸ ਨਹੀਂ ਦੇਖਦਾ I always say I believe people their actions not their words Rohit you see a lot of this and you've seen a lot of this in the Asian community because you've been campaigning for the past year or so है ना hardcore in Asian मेलियां ते जाके in Asian events ते जाके what do you see अपने बंदे's reaction is to this
पता की तकलीफ आ है कि when ਜਦੋਂ ਸਾਡੇ ਬੰਦੇ ਨੂੰ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ ਹੈ organ and they're on the list ਫਿਰ they ਮੰਗਣ ਲੱਗ ਪੈਂਦੇ ਹੈ then they start asking they don't think of it beforehand ਕਿ I need to think I have a conversation with my family think about where my organs need to go thereafter they don't think about it they only think about ਜਦੋਂ ਲੋੜ ਪੈਂਦੀ ਹੈ ਮੇਰੀ kidney failure ਹੋ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ I'm on dialysis ਹੁਣ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਲੋੜ ਚਾਹੀਦੀ ਹੈ ਹੁਣ ਲਿਸਟ ਪਾਓ ਜਦੋਂ ਪਟਾਕਾ ਪੈਂਦਾ ਫਿਰ ਹੋਸ਼ ਆਉਂਦੀ ਹੈ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਚਾਹੀਦੀ ਹੈ That's the thing. And you know, the harrowing statistics in London is there's 1,800 on the donor list. 900 are from the Black and Asian community.
On the waiting list?
On the waiting list. Of that 900, last year's statistics, only 114 people came forward to donate. Out of the 114 people, only 37 were from Asian communities. Wow. That's you know, and if you think about North Bande wanting organs and only 37 of Sade Bande coming forward, you know,
it's huge problem.
And 3 in 10.
That's not even 10%. That's less than 10%.
3 in 10.
It's less than 5%.
Not only 3 in 10 Jere Sade Agea are after a kidney. 3 in 10 are after a kidney. So to see how they go, Jeri list agi or vadandi. But ਜਿਹੜੀ organ registration ਦੀ list ਹੈਗੀ ਉਹ ਨਹੀਂ ਵੱਧਦਾ ਹੈ
The tragedy is ਸਾਡੇ ਬੰਦੇ ਜਾਂ ਔਰਤਾਂ ਰੋਜ਼ ਮਰਦੀਆਂ ਆ right and it's a you know it's a reality but ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਇਹ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਦੇ ਸੋਚਿਆ ਕਿ ਅਸੀਂ ਮਰਨ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਆਪਣੇ ਅੰਗ ਦੇ ਦਈਏ ਉਹ ਅੰਗਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਕਈ ਜਾਨਾਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਬਚਾ ਸਕਦੇ ਆ one person dying can potentially save 3 lives right 9 lives
one person could
ਇੱਕ ਬੰਦੇ ਦੇ ਅੰਗ ਮੌਤ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ 9 ਜ਼ਿੰਦਗੀਆਂ ਬਚਾ ਸਕਦੇ ਆ ਵੱਡੀ ਗੱਲ ਹੈ 3 out of 10 you said need some sort of organ?
No, 3 out of 10 need a kidney.
3 out of 10 need a kidney?
ਹਾਂਜੀ
So 30% ਆਪਣੀ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ ਨੂੰ ਕਿਡਨੀ ਦੀ ਲੋੜ ਹੈ ਇਸ ਵੇਲੇ and less than 5% ਆਪਣੇ ਬੰਦੇ ਡੋਨੇਸ਼ਨ ਲਿਸਟ ਤੇ ਆ ਇਹ ਅੰਗ ਪਤਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਮਰਨ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਿੱਥੇ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਜਾਣੇ ਆ ਮੈਂ ਤਾਂ ਦੇਖਿਆ ਜੀ ਲਾਸ਼ਾਂ ਲੂਹ ਹੁੰਦੀਆਂ ਮੇਰਾ ਖਿਆਲ ਉਹ ਤਾਂ ਸੜ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਆ ਅੰਗ ਬਟ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਿੱਥੇ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਜਾਣੇ ਆ ਇਹ ਸਾਰੇ what is left of when you burn ਜਾਂ ਤਾਂ ਦੰਦ ਰਹਿੰਦੇ ਜਾਂ ਤਾਂ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਖੋਪੜੀ ਜੀ ਰਹਿ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਹੋਰ ਤਾਂ ਕੁਝ ਰਹਿੰਦਾ ਨਹੀਂ so ਉਹ ਤਾਂ they just wasted right technically it is wasted
but I think it's most important that families discuss it so that if people do have concerns they talk about it I think the most frustrating thing is that most families who actually say no is they say no because they say we never discussed it as a family and that's the most frustrating thing and I think that's why you know, shows like yourself, but faith leaders, community leaders, they need to say, we should be discussing this at home. Schools need to be saying to children, you should be discussing this with your parents. It really, you know, if we want to learn...
It's not the greatest of subjects to talk about.
It isn't.
Over some protein.
It isn't. But it does save lives, and I think, you know, we say we want to be an evidence-based country. Well, the countries where organ donation rates are high, donor families are very visible in the media, their stories are visible in the media, but their faith and community leaders encourage these conversations.
Of course.
I can't think of the last time I've been to a Gurdwara or a mandir or a masjid where they've wanted to talk about organ donation. You know, they want to shy away from it.
It's just because no one thinks they're going to die. And when they die, they think they have salvation. Whatever your faith, everyone thinks, right, okay, ਮੇਰੇ ਨਾਲ ਥੋੜੀ ਹੋਣੀ ਹੈ. ਸੋ ਇਹ ਬਹੁਤ ਜ਼ਰੂਰੀ ਹੈ ਪ੍ਰੋਫੈਸਰ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਘਰ 'ਚ ਕਨਵਰਸੇਸ਼ਨ ਕਰੋ ਕਿ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ ਕਿ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਮਰਨ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਕਿਸੇ ਦੀ ਜ਼ਿੰਦਗੀ ਬਚ ਸਕੇ ਸੋ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਜ਼ਰੂਰ organ donation ਤੇ ਰਜਿਸਟਰ ਤੇ ਆਪਣਾ ਨਾਮ ਚਾੜੋ ਆਪਣੇ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਨਾਲ ਗੱਲ ਕਰੋ ਆਪਣੇ ਵਿਲ ਵਿੱਚ ਇਹ ਵੀ ਚੀਜ਼ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਲਿਖ ਸਕਦੇ ਆ ਆਪਣੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਫੈਮਿਲੀ ਨਾਲ ਗੱਲ ਕਰੋ ਕਿ ਪੁੱਤ ਜਾਂ even like a kid can say even someone my age can say dad look ਮੈਂ ਮਰਨ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਆਪਣੇ ਮੈਂ ਡੋਨੇਸ਼ਨ ਰਜਿਸਟਰ ਤੇ ਕਰਨਾ I could have this conversation with my wife and say look if something happens to me I want my organs to be donated and somebody's lives could be saved and I'm sure they will.
Yes, absolutely. So we know that where families know their loved ones' wishes, over 90% of those organs get donated, which is fantastic.
Wow.
That saves...
Nothing goes to waste.
Yes, saves so many lives, transforms people's lives. So we really do want people to have this conversation. We know it's not easy, but I always say to people, put yourself in their shoes. If you or your loved one ever needed an organ, would we take one? And probably the answer is yes.
Of course.
So as a community, do we want to be known as givers or takers? Because at the moment, the data suggests...
We're takers. It doesn't suggest, it states it. So, I mean, it's, in fact, as well as our reputation, medical world ਵਿੱਚ ਇੰਨਾ ਬਣਿਆ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਜੀ ਇਹ ਸਿਰਫ ਲੈਣ ਨੂੰ ਆ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਡੋਨੇਸ਼ਨ ਲਈ ਬਹੁਤ ਘੱਟ ਆਉਂਦੇ ਆ ਸੋ ਦੇਣ ਵਿੱਚੋਂ ਕੋਈ ਵੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸੁਣ ਰਹੇ ਆ ਕਿ ਸਿਰਫ 4% ਲਿਸਟ ਤੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ ਡੋਨੇਸ਼ਨ ਤੇ ਲੰਡਨ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਤੇ 50% ਵੇਟ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਆ ਆਪਣੇ 50% ਮੇਕ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ ਮੇਕ ਅਪ the waiting list forward and ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪੇ ਦੇਖੋ ਕਿ ਇੱਕ ਤਾਂ ਇਨਸਾਫ ਵਾਲੀ ਗੱਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਦੂਜਾ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ ਤੇ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਇਸ਼ੂ ਪੇਂਟ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਦੂਜੀ ਗੱਲ ਇਹ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਜੇ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਮੈਂਬਰਸ ਆਫ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ ਲਿਸਟ ਤੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈਗੇ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਮੈਚ ਹੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਮਿਲਣਾ ਹੈ ਨਾ ਇਹ ਥੋੜੀ ਕਿ ਹੁਣ ਕਿਸੇ ਜਾਨਵਰ ਦਾ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਪਾ ਦੋਗੇ ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਉਹੀ ਬੰਦੇ ਦਾ ਹੀ ਪਾਓਗੇ ਕਿਸੇ ਔਰਤ ਦਾ ਹੀ ਪਾਓਗੇ ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਲਿਸਟ ਤੇ ਹੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਤਾਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਕੋਈ ਮੈਚ ਨਹੀਂ ਮਿਲਣਾ ਇਹ ਨਾ ਵੇਟ ਕਰੋ ਕਿ ਜਦ ਤੱਕ ਸਾਡੇ ਸਿਰ ਤੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਪੈਂਦੀ ਹੋਊ ਪਰ ਇਹ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਕੀ ਆ ਇਹ ਕਿਸੇ ਦੇ ਸਿਰ ਤੇ ਵੀ ਪੈ ਸਕਦੀ ਹੈ and there's been plenty of examples of that and there's a lot of stereotypes and I just want to bust a few myths ਲੋਕ ਇਹੀ ਸੋਚਦੇ ਆ ਕਿ ਨਹੀਂ ਇਹ ਬਿਮਾਰੀਆਂ ਤਾਂ ਸਿਰਫ ਸਿਆਣਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਹੁੰਦੀਆਂ ਸਿਰਫ ਸਿਆਣਿਆਂ only old people need donors is that true or not
ਨਹੀਂ ਬਿਲਕੁਲ ਗਲਤ ਹੈ ਨਾਲੇ ਇੱਕ ਹੋਰ ਵੀ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ all your listeners ਕਹਿਣਾ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਰੱਬ ਨਹੀਂ ਮੰਨਦਾ ਆ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਸਾਡਾ ਰੱਬ ਨਹੀਂ ਮੰਨਦਾ ਸਾਡਾ ਸ਼ਰੀਰ should go and us we won't get reincarnated that's another myth as well ਸਾਡੇ ਲਈ ਸਿੱਖਾਂ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਸਿੱਖੀ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਹੈ ਸੇਵਾ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ that's the most important bit ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਰਜਿਸਟਰ ਤੇ ਜਾਣਾ ਆ ਨਾਲੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪਣਾ organ donate ਵੀ ਕਰਨਾ ਹੈ ਮਰਨ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਉਹ ਕਿਸੇ ਦੀ ਸੇਵਾ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ ਤੁਸੀਂ you can do that right until the end of your life ਸੇਵਾ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਹਰ ਵਾਰੀ ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰੇ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਡੋਨੇਸ਼ਨ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਅਸੀਂ TV ਦੇਖਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਉੱਥੇ ਫਿਰ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਅਪੀਲ ਦਿੰਦੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ £5 ਦਿਓ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆ ਦਿਓ monthly this that the other you know what organ donation is emotional but it's near enough the same it's near enough the same
well not for you it isn't because you die when you dead you got no feeling anyway ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਮਰਜ਼ੀ ਸੋਚੋ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਮਰੇ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਚੀਜ਼ ਮੰਗ ਰਹੇ ਆ ਜੀ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਜੀਂਦੇ ਤੇ ਤਾਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਉਹ ਵੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਦੇਣ ਨੂੰ ਤਿਆਰ ਹੈ ਬੜੇ ਅਫਸੋਸ ਵਾਲੀ ਗੱਲ ਉੱਦਾਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਮੱਥੇ ਟੇਕੀ ਜਾਣਾ ਤਾਂ ਕਹੀ ਜਾਣਾ ਜੀ ਅਰਦਾਸ ਕਰਾਓ ਜੀ ਸਾਡਾ ਟੱਬਰ ਠੀਕ ਰਵੇ ਤੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਿਸੇ ਦੇ ਟੱਬਰ ਨੂੰ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਚੀਜ਼ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਬਣੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਚੀਜ਼ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇਹ ਸੋਚਦੇ ਕਿ ਇਹ ਚੀਜ਼ ਨੂੰ ਲੂ ਦਈਏ ਪਰ ਕਿਸੇ ਦੇ ਕੰਮ ਨਾ ਆਵੇ ਹੋ ਸਕਦਾ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਜਾਣਕਾਰੀ ਨਾ ਹੋਵੇ but this is what this program is for this is the second time they're here and halle we figures unne hi aa halle we problems unne hi aa there's been no great progress because because people aren't willing to talk about it I think you're right I think you're right ਕਿ ਲੋਕ ਆਪਣੇ ਘਰਾਂ 'ਚ conversation ਲੈਣ ਨੂੰ ਤਿਆਰ ਨਹੀਂ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਮਰੇ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਜੇ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਅੱਖਾਂ ਦਾਨ ਹੋ ਜਾਂਦੀਆਂ ਤਾਂ ਕਿਸੇ ਨੂੰ ਦੇਖਣ sight ਮਿਲ ਜਾਂਦੀ as a result of it there's no bigger thing than that there are people's mums and dads in their 40s I read in a paper today ਇੱਕ 45 ਸਾਲ ਦਾ ਡੈਡੀ ਆ right I'm 43 he's been waiting 10 years for a heart transplant right and he's like I've been waiting 10 years and this is a white person a Gora he's not an Asian and he's waiting on a list and there's far more chance of him getting a match than the Asians getting a match right so he's waiting on it and he goes look 10 years ago I was told I was going to die but I've just managed to scrape it through but now I need a donor and he goes I've got 2 little kids and you could help someone potentially keep their father alive and the shame is ਦੇਖੋ ਜੀ as a community ਇਹ ਸਿਆਣਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਨਹੀਂ ਅਫੈਕਟ ਕਰਦੀ ਡਿਜ਼ੀਜ਼ ਇਹ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਵੀ I've seen a lot on your page in the British Sikh Nurses and Twitter I've seen a lot of end on yours a lot of appeals for children And when you see that, it's heartbreaking. थोड़ा दिल टूट ਜਾਂਦਾ ਜਦੋਂ ਛੋਟੇ ਜਿਹਾ ਬੱਚਾ ਦੇਖਦਾ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਕਿ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਕਿਡਨੀ ਦੀ ਲੋੜ ਹੈ ਜਾਂ ਅੰਗ ਦੀ ਲੋੜ ਹੈ ਜਾਂ stem cell donor ਦੀ is a popular one ਹੈ ਨਾ ਕਿ ਜ਼ਰੂਰਤ ਹੈਗੀ ਆ. And you just think that ਸਾਡੀ community, is it that bad that we can't find a donor, we can't find someone willing to donate a bit of blood or someone after their death? The other thing I want to ask you, if someone old dies, can we use theirs organs to save lives?
Yeah, age isn't a barrier, it's your
Isn't
health. So all organs are checked. So young or old, it's all dependent on the quality of the organ. So age is an urban myth, everybody can donate. And I think that the key thing for me is, if you look at the waiting lists, I think as a community we clearly believe in transplantation.
Yeah.
Because
when it comes to getting
because we're joining the waiting list.
Yeah, yeah.
No one forces you. There's no, forced consent.
ਨਹੀਂ ਜਦੋਂ ਲੈਣਾ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਅੰਗ ਫੇਰ ਨਹੀਂ ਧਰਮ ਦਿੱਤੇ.
And there appears to be no religious barriers.
Even if
cultural
ਰੱਬ says it,
barriers.
ਤਾਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਘਰ ਹੋਊਗਾ ਰੱਬ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਤਾਂ ਚਾਹੀਦੀ ਹੈ ਕਿਡਨੀ ਇਸ ਵੇਲੇ.
So I guess we need to look at ourselves and say, well, if those barriers don't exist to us joining the waiting list, what are the different barriers then exist? Because then we're asking other family members and other parents to consent. So why can't we consent? And I think we need to have that chat in our community, long and hard. And I think it needs to be had, as I said, in places of worship first and foremost, because we need to know that religious leaders are behind us. Because otherwise people say, well, if they're not behind us, maybe we're doing the wrong thing.
We need religious leaders to come out and say, actually, this is not wrong, this is a great thing, this is in line in the spirit with all the teachings. There's no teaching that says you can't help another person.
Yeah.
There's no teaching that says that. So ਕੋਈ ਵੀ ਧਰਮ ਇਦਾਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪ ਕਿਸੇ ਦੀ ਮਦਦ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ. In fact, every ਧਰਮ ਇਹ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਿਸੇ ਦੀ ਵੱਧ ਤੋਂ ਵੱਧ ਮਦਦ ਕਰਨਾ. It doesn't matter what religion you are, whether you're Christian, whether you're Muslim, Sikh, Hindu, ਸਾਰੇ ਇਹੀ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਆ. So that's the first thing that needs to happen. Secondly is we actively need people going out at events like you do and at door-to-door knocks and explaining to people कि आह चीज़ है. The third thing we need is that doctors need to get actively involved. A lot of doctors are Asian. They need to tell people, look, you know, there's a prospect you might die soon or whatever, you're getting old. This is what you can do. You can save lives. And you're right. And I think that will ignite I don't know whether that's ethically possible or not, but I would say, you know, if it's come to a stage where that probably needs to happen now, where we need doctors and medical professionals, because ਬਿਮਾਰ ਬੰਦਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਆ ਜਾਂ ਬੰਦਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਮੌਤ ਦੇ ਨਜ਼ਦੀਕ ਆ ਉਹਦਾ ਡਾਕਟਰ ਦੇ ਕੋਲ ਹੀ ਜਾਂਦਾ. Right, so that conversation you can have with your doctor. I know a lot of surgeries, they used to have donor cards back in the days, and we used to wonder what they are. Orange ਜਿਹੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਸੀਗੇ, but now ਹੁਣ ਪਤਾ ਲੱਗਦਾ that this is what they are and this is what they for. ਆਹ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ.
We're running a trial, as you happen to mention that, the NHS Blood and Transplanter funding, to see whether, if GPs lead this conversation with patients, are patients more likely to join the organ donor register? And we hope they will, because we need people to, as I said, have that chat at home. But it is this big thing about, as you say, we need all sections of the community to want to talk about it. But I think, you know, we also need to say to the viewers, it's also important to look after your health, because all of these conditions, the vast majority are preventable. So around liver failure, kidney failure, heart failure, a lot of these are diet and lifestyle related.
ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਤਾਂ ਦਾਰੂ ਘੱਟ ਪੀਓ, ਦੂਜੀ ਸੂਟੇ ਨਾ ਮਾਰੋ.
Eat a bit more healthily.
ਤਲੀ ਹੋਈ ਚੀਜ਼ ਘੱਟ ਖਾਓ.
So I would say that actually both in terms of demand for organs, we as a community could solve by reducing if we had a healthier diet. But in terms of supply of organs, we as a community can solve that. We can step forward and become the most active organ donors and be known as a community with the most generous. And I think, you know, we've got a long way to go. This is the second time we're on. We're not seeing change, and we really do need some urgent change, because people are dying. 3 people will die today waiting for transplant, and that happens every day.
3 ਬੰਦੇ ਰੋਜ਼ ਮਰਦੇ ਆ.
Absolutely.
ਵੇਟ ਕਰਦੇ ਸਿਰਫ ਕਿਉਂ ਡੋਨਰ ਨਹੀਂ ਮਿਲਦਾ. And naturally ਕਿੰਨੇ ਬੰਦੇ ਮਰਦੇ every day. If they all donated their ang, we wouldn't have a waiting list.
So you said this isn't about just this week. You know, it's organ donation week, and there's a lot of press coverage. There's a lot of coverage to see people. Your coverage.
There's a lot of press
which
coverage.
is good. So next week as well. And agle minne and agle saal. Have it that time. Have it throughout the time. You know, sit down with your loved ones. To see our family to God no. You know, if not now, do it this week. This is the best time to do it. We're talking about it. It's in the press. To see God no. Roti khake to see bajo. Now let's have that conversation. I think manono baat ki karna hai. Who do you want to donate your organs? Je karna hai to see registry kar lo. That's it. NHS the website jao. Register and that's it. Register. And that's how easy it is. That's literally how easy it is. ਤੁਸੀਂ ਹੋਣਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਇੱਥੇ and at least you can save up to nine lives as Gertrude said. And what's more, you know, I said this last time in our last program. I see Indian films ਦੇਖੇ plenty of Indian films. ਸਾਡੇ ਹੀਰੋ ਹੈਗੇ ਅਕਸ਼ੇ ਕੁਮਾਰ ਸਾਰੇ ਜਣੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਹੀਰੋ. ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਮਰਨ ਦੇ ਬਾਅਦ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਹੀਰੋ ਵੀ ਬਣ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ. Real life hero. You can do it. You can save up to 9 people's lives. And what more is that? What more is that? What kind more seva is that? ਜਦੋਂ ਰੱਬ ਕੋਲ ਜਾਣਾ ਹੈ ਰੱਬ ਨੇ ਕਹਿਣਾ ਹੈ you know what ਆਖਿਰ ਤੂੰ ਹੈਗਾ hero. You really are. You've saved lives.
ਸਾਰੇ ਪਾਪ ਧੁਲ ਗਏ.
Yeah, that's it, exactly.
The other thing, right, you're involved in actively with a few campaigns. Tell us a few examples of people needing donors. And so people get an idea.
I mean, I've actively involved with quite a few lovely people, and that's for Match for Raji for stem cell, and I believe his grandfather was on your program.
That's right, yeah. Match?
Yeah, happily now he's found a match after after finding something on Milgaya.
Oh, that's good news.
See, this is what I mean. It
can be done
if you really push it. We've had up to 3,500 Indian people, Asian origin people, come onto the DKMS stem cell donor register. So that's phenomenal in itself. And now we're working on little Lila, and she's looking for a match as well. And she's got leukemia, and and she's really looking for a match as well. And as you'll come on, you'll see for organ donation for Anaya, and she's I've met the family, and you really feel for the family looking for a donor like this as well, and they're in a situation that they need a kidney donor for their little one to survive. She's only 20 months old, and she's very young, and so it's just it's the campaign, but no, what it is it's more. For me, it's more emotive. You put something out for the people, let them recognise and generate that awareness, and get people thinking about it, and then registering on the thingy. I mean, as you know, I'm a children's nurse for the last 20 years, and now I lecture children's nursing at university. So it's in my deal to turn around and say, "Bachyan vaste kuch karna hai." Always do it before.
You've been helping save kids' lives for the last 20 years.
Yeah, do it before it's too late, and make people aware before it's too late. And like Gert said, change your diet.
No kid should have to die for lack of a donor. They should make this compulsory. The government. That's what I believe.
So this government are now going to introduce opt-out in 2020.
Good.
And that means that everybody's organs will be used unless people opt out. But again, alongside that campaign, it's going to be about getting people to talk about organ donation. Because we don't want people to opt out. We actually want people to have the conversation and genuinely do what's right for them. But I always go back to this thing about when you make that decision about what's right for you, it should apply to the receiving of organs as well.
Guys, thanks for coming on. After the break, ਅਸੀਂ ਇੱਕ ਮਾਪੇ ਨਾਲ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਨੀ ਹੈ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਦੇ ਬੱਚੇ ਇਸ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਵਿੱਚੋਂ ਗੁਜ਼ਰ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ ਤੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਪੁੱਛਾਂਗੇ ਕਿ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਕਿਹੜੀ ਚੀਜ਼ ਦੀ ਲੋੜ ਹੈ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਮਦਦ ਕਰਨੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਐਜ਼ ਅ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ ਤੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਬੱਚੀ ਦੀ ਹੈਲਪ ਕਰਨੀ ਤੇ ਜਾਨ ਬਚਾਉਣੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਸਟੋਰੀ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਜ਼ੁਬਾਨੀ ਸੁਣਾਂਗੇ ਥੈਂਕ ਯੂ ਫॉर ਕਮਿੰਗ ਔਨ ਐਨੀ ਫਾਈਨਲ ਮੈਸੇਜ
Please have that conversation at home and make sure that your family and friends know what your wishes are in terms of organ donation.
Now we're going to watch a little show reel about Anaya and then ਫੇਸੀ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਦੇ ਉਹਦੇ ਮੰਮੀ ਡੈਡੀ ਨਾਲ after the break. ਮਿਲਦੇ ਹਾਂ break ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ
Anaya, what are you doing? Hello? हाँ बना जाना जाना What else is going on at home? And our little princess is home on home time dialysis.
Anaya. So let's talk with Harjap.
And like a mobile, we do things your way. With our new UK Plan Super, you can now enjoy 6 gigabytes of ultra-fast 4G data, unlimited UK minutes and texts, plus 100 international minutes to selected countries for the low price of just £15 for 30 days. Experience a faster world with our 4G network. Terms and conditions apply. To order your free SIM, visit likeamobile.co.uk today. Your data, your way. Like a mobile.
हजारों लोग हर रोज सुबह से रात तक कभी न कभी एमए टीवी जरूर देखते हैं. They might be your future customers, but you have to tell them about your products and services. Let's grow your business with MA TV. Advertise, promote and market your product and services on MA TV. Call MA TV Sales on 07970 337036 or 0208 795 0026.
स्कूल जाना तो एक सपना था. रोज देखता उस खाने वाली गाड़ी को, सबको बढ़िया खाना. खुशी होती थी देखकर. फिर वो दिन आया जब मैं भी गया स्कूल. लगा कि सपने देखने की ताकत मिल गई हो. अरे पेट भरा हो तो पूरा ध्यान पढ़ाई में रहेगा ना. प्रार्थना करता हूँ कि वो खाने वाली गाड़ी हमेशा स्कूल आती रहे. थैंक यू अक्षय पात्र.
आइए हाथ बटाइए ताकि भारत में 16 लाख से भी ज्यादा बच्चों को स्कूल में पौष्टिक खाना मिलता रहे.
This is a report from Save the Children. These scenes at Chiamala Hospital in Central Africa may look like an emergency, but we see this throughout the world every single day. Among the new arrivals, we found Kayembe. So frail he can no longer stand, Kayembe is almost 2 years old, but his weight is less than half that of a healthy child his age.
C'est un cas grave de malnutrition.
Kayembe needs food, and he needs medicine urgently. These are the basic things that you can help us provide by calling the number on your screen now and giving just £2 a month. Save the Children know what it takes to save a child's life, but we need your help. Because tomorrow, we'll see more children arrive. And the next day.
S'il n'y a pas assez de nourriture à donner aux enfants, les enfants vont mourir.
Please pick up the phone now. Call 0800 035 6365 or visit our website and give your £2 a month. For a child as critically ill as Kayembe, a single phone call can make the difference.
watching me on MATV.
Stay tuned to MATV.
You're watching me on MATV.
You're watching me on MATV.
हेस्टन हाइड वेस्ट लंदन के सबसे शानदार होटल्स में से एक with 303 air conditioned rooms and suites, one of the largest banquet spaces in London, meeting room for up to 1200 people, conferences, musical function, weddings या कोई भी गैदरिंग, मनपसंद भोजन, शानदार आयोजन और बेहतरीन वेन्यू, 400 गाड़ियों की पार्किंग के साथ Heston Hyde. For bookings, call 0208 572 1818.
वसीयतनामा और ट्रस्ट बनाने के साथ ही आप अपने परिवार और जायदाद की हिफाजत हमेशा के लिए कर सकते हैं। एबेकस विल्स एंड ट्रस्ट माहिर हैं। विल्स और ट्रस्ट लिखने में, इनहेरिटेंस टैक्स प्लानिंग और पावर ऑफ अटर्नी बनाने में। हमारी लीगल टीम आपकी कागजी कार्रवाई आपके हालात और जरूरत के मुताबिक बनाते हैं। आप ही की मदद करने के लिए है यहाँ on 0845 025 000.
Anaya. So let's talk with Harjap.
ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਸਤਿ ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਅਕਾਲ ਜੀ ਐਂਡ ਵੈਲਕਮ ਟੂ ਦ ਸ਼ੋ। ਗੱਲ ਸਾਡੀ ਹੋ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ ਜੀ ਔਰਗਨ ਡੋਨੇਸ਼ਨ ਬਾਰੇ ਤੇ ਸਾਡੀ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ ਵਿੱਚ ਕਿੰਨੀ ਘਾਟ ਆ ਡੋਨਰਾਂ ਦੀ। ਮਤਲਬ ਵੇਟਿੰਗ ਲਿਸਟਾਂ ਤੇ ਤਾਂ ਸਾਡਾ ਨਾਮ ਨੰਬਰ 1 ਹੈ ਜੀ, 50% ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸੁਣ ਹੀ ਲਿਆ, ਪਰ ਡੋਨੇਸ਼ਨ ਦੀ ਲਿਸਟ ਵਿੱਚ ਅਸੀਂ 4% ਤੋਂ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ ਤੇ ਇਹਦੇ ਕਰਕੇ ਸਾਡੀ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ ਨੂੰ ਪ੍ਰੋਬਲਮ ਬਹੁਤ ਪੈ ਰਹੀ ਆ ਮੈਚਾਂ ਲੈਣ ਲਈ। ਉਹ ਅੰਗਾਂ ਦੀ ਲੋੜ ਹੈ ਜੀ ਜੋ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਮਰਨ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਲੋੜ ਨਹੀਂ, ਮਤਲਬ ਕਿਡਨੀ, ਲਿਵਰ, ਲੰਗਸ, ਅੱਖਾਂ। ਤਾਂ ਇੱਕ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਪਰਸਨ ਦੇ ਮੌਤ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਅਗਰ ਉਹ ਆਪਣੇ ਅੰਗ ਡੋਨੇਟ ਕਰਨ ਤਾਂ 9 ਬੰਦਿਆਂ ਦੀ ਜਾਨ ਬਚਾ ਸਕਦਾ ਹੈ। ਇਹ ਵੀ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਇਹ ਨਵੀਂ ਨੌਲੇਜ ਹੀ ਮਿਲ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ ਜੀ ਇਸ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਬਾਰੇ। ਇਹ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਬਾਰੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਵੀ ਆਪਣੇ ਘਰ 'ਚ ਗੱਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰਦੇ। ਅਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੀ ਮੌਤ ਬਾਰੇ ਕਦੇ ਕੋਈ ਵੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰਦਾ ਗੱਲ। ਕੋਈ ਬੰਦਾ ਤਾਂ ਇਹੀ ਸੋਚਦਾ ਮੈਂ ਮਰਨਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਤਾਂ, ਅਤੇ ਫਿਰ ਜਦੋਂ ਲਾਗੇ ਆਉਂਦੀ ਮੌਤ ਫਿਰ ਰੱਬ ਚੇਤੇ ਆ ਜਾਂਦਾ, ਫਿਰ ਉੱਦਾਂ ਹੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਟਾਈਮ ਰਹਿੰਦਾ, ਫਿਰ ਕੋਈ ਚੰਗਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਲੱਗਦਾ, ਫਿਰ ਬੰਦਾ ਸੋਚਦਾ ਰਹਿੰਦਾ ਮੈਂ ਆਪ ਪੁੱਠੇ ਕੰਮ ਕੀਤੇ, ਮੈਂ ਹੁਣ ਇਹ ਸਹੀ ਕਰ ਲਵਾਂ। ਪਰ ਜੇ ਇੱਕ ਝਟਕੇ 'ਚ ਰੱਬ ਨੂੰ ਖੁਸ਼ ਕਰਨਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ ਤਾਂ ਫਿਰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਡੋਨੇਸ਼ਨ ਲਿਸਟ 'ਤੇ ਜਾਓ। ਮਰੇ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਅੰਗ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਉਹ ਕਿਸੇ ਦੀ ਜਾਨ ਬਚਾ ਸਕਦੇ ਆ। ਮੈਂ ਇੱਕ ਐਸੇ ਮਾਪੇ ਨਾਲ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਨ ਲੱਗਾ ਹਾਂ, ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਇੰਟਰੋਡਿਊਸ ਕਰਨ ਲੱਗਾ ਜੋ ਕਿ ਇਸ ਚੀਜ਼ 'ਚੋਂ ਗੁਜ਼ਰ ਰਹੇ ਆ ਅਤੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਇਸ ਵੇਲੇ ਡੋਨਰ ਦੀ ਲੋੜ ਹੈ ਆਪਣੀ ਛੋਟੀ ਜਿਹੀ ਬੱਚੀ ਲਈ। Amrik and Jyoti, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you.
I wish it could have been better circumstances, but obviously it isn't. But you've got an important message today. मैं ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਪੁੱਛਾਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਤਾਂ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਬੱਚੀ ਨੂੰ ਇਸ ਵੇਲੇ ਕਿਡਨੀ ਦੀ ਲੋੜ ਹੈ, ਰਾਈਟ?
ਹਾਂਜੀ।
ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਬੱਚੀ ਦੀ ਉਮਰ ਕਿੰਨੀ?
ਉਹਦੀ ਉਮਰ ਹੈਗੀ ਹੈ 20 months.
20 months.
Yeah.
And ਉਹਦਾ ਨਾਮ ਕੀ ਹੈ?
Anaya. ਪੂਰਾ ਨਾਮ Anaya Kandola.
Okay. So tell us about the birth and when she was born, and tell us a bit about yourselves.
So Anaya, she was born 5 weeks early.
Okay.
She was just 2 days before I gave birth. We realised there was a problem.
Right.
And we went to the hospital, and remember it was like Monday morning, 3 o'clock in the morning. And we got the scan and all I could see on the scan was 2 big, like kidneys just consumed her stomach. And the doctor,
you saw that?
I saw that on the screen. It was so visible.
Right.
The doctors went quiet for a moment, and as much as we didn't want to believe there was something wrong,
we
kind of had a feeling, And then with the doctors, why are they quiet? Why are they not speaking? So they brought in like the senior doctor.
Yeah.
He had a look at it, and when he had a look at it, then they all went quiet, and they took us into another room.
Yeah.
And then they slowly brought the news, and it felt like at the time the world had just turned upside down.
Yeah.
Something that we had been waiting for 8 or 9 months, or even a few years.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, it seemed like they just give us the worst news there and then that she won't make it, she won't survive. And to us, it was like, how's this even happened? Within them, that 1 hour, 2 hours, we thought maybe she's an early birth, she'll be born early, but she'll be fine. That's why we went into hospital, get a checkup. We were never thinking this was going to be the outcome.
In a matter of minutes.
Oh yeah, totally.
The
so ਕੀ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਸੀ ਕਿ ਸ਼ਾਇਦ ਬੱਚੀ ਨਾ ਹੈ ਨਾ?
ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਸੀ ਉਹ ਡਾਕਟਰ ਨੇ ਇਹ ਵੀ ਆਫਰ ਕੀਤਾ ਸੀ ਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਬੱਚੀ ਨੇ ਬਚਣਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈਗਾ, ਤੁਸੀਂ terminate ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਆ.
Even that late?
Even that late.
Right.
The reason
she was 8 months or something, right?
Yes, that's right. The reason behind it was they said that if she goes through with the pregnancy, when she's born she'll be in a lot of pain, and it'll not be worth it. She might not be breathing when she comes out, whatever. So putting all that into perspective, and then they were like giving us the option, but weren't directly saying it. Like, there's a possibility to terminate.
So what went through your mind? I mean, how did you make a decision? How did you?
We just couldn't believe it. We were like, science has done so much taraqi. Like, surely there could be a way to do something. Do something. I mean, for someone trying for a baby and to get there and to be having to told this, it was just a complete shock.
You've been trying for a while, and that's similar like to ourselves.
Yeah. And it was something that we just couldn't believe it. We were asking, is there no way? Surely can we? There's kidney specialists, like you see children having like heart surgeries. Is there no way that we can do something similar? So they put us in touch with the renal team at the RVI.
We were lucky, very lucky actually, because when we were having these meetings, every meeting the doctor said there's a worst option possible, worst option available every time. And every time we looked at that option available, it became as if they were saying, this is your option.
Yeah.
Nothing against the doctors, they have to tell the
doctors they always tell you the worst, don't they? They always tell you the worst, yeah.
Obviously, we're, as like any other family, we've never been through this.
Yeah.
When it came on to us, we were all of a sudden believing what the doctors were saying.
Right.
Luckily, one of the lead renal doctors was slightly late, day late.
Yeah.
So we went in on the Monday. Come Wednesday night, the renal doctor was meant to come on Wednesday. Come Wednesday night, Anaya was born.
Right.
So it was like she was meant to be here.
Wow.
And
even
to us, it was like at the time it was a massive relief. Now we look back at it, we would think, Rabdi Ruzi. And that's what we wanted.
When she was born, then was she like a normal baby?
She was perfectly normal. Everything she had, there was no deformities. It was her stomach was slightly bigger.
Right. Okay.
And that was due to the kidneys.
Right. What was wrong with the kidneys? Doctor, how do you subject that to normal language?
It took us a while to understand it, but
so your parents must have been thinking ki hua, and you what were you explaining to them?
Yeah. So what we got told was that she was diagnosed with ARPKD, which stands for autosomal recessive polycystic kidney disease.
But you never knew what that was before?
No.
Right.
So what it means is basically the kidney, it just was become full of cysts. So the sacs filled with fluid, and it'll keep growing.
So kidney fully jandi si?
Yeah, fully jandi si.
Right. And they also said something about she wouldn't be able to go to the toilet.
Yeah, she won't be able to urinate.
So ਇਹ ਬਿਮਾਰੀ ਸੀ ਕਿ ਕਿਡਨੀ ਫੁੱਲੀ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਸੀ, ਉਹ ਫੰਕਸ਼ਨ ਫਿਰ ਬਾਹਰ ਨਹੀਂ ਨਿਕਲਦਾ ਸੀ ਜੋ
ਪ੍ਰੋਮਿਸ ਕਿੰਨੀਆਂ ਫੁੱਲਣ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਬਾਕੀ ਜਿਹੜੇ organ ਸੀ ਉਹ ਵੀ ਸਕੁਐਸ਼ ਹੋ ਗਏ ਸੀ।
ਓਕੇ, ਜਗ੍ਹਾ ਘੱਟ ਰਹਿ ਗਈ ਸੀ,
ਜਗ੍ਹਾ ਘੱਟ ਰਹਿ ਗਈ ਸੀ।
ਬੱਚੇ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਕਿੰਨਾ ਇੰਨਾ ਚੂਹੋ ਜਿਹੇ ਤਾਂ ਹੁੰਦੇ
at the time ਉਦੋਂ ਕਿੰਨੀਆਂ ਛੋਟੀਆਂ ਸੀ, ਹਾਲੇ ਇੰਨਾ ਫੈਕਟ ਨਹੀਂ ਸੀ, ਪਰ ਉਹਨੇ ਇਹ ਦੱਸ ਰਹੇ ਸੀ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਇਹ ਕਿੰਨੀਆਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਫੰਕਸ਼ਨੈਲਿਟੀ ਆਣੀ ਗਈ।
ਰਾਈਟ, ਇਹ ਕਿੰਨੇ ਕੰਮ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰਦੀਆਂ,
so she won't urinate, she won't go to toilet, whatever.
so to toilet ਨਹੀਂ ਜਾ ਹੁੰਦਾ।
So come 2 or 3 days and past, as she was born on the Wednesday the 21st of December. Come Christmas Eve, not once but twice she urinated.
Oh wow.
I got a phone call from her, I was at work, and
did you let you take the baby home?
We couldn't take the baby home.
Because she was on oxygen as well.
So did you have to stay in hospital?
Yeah, we stayed in hospital for 9 months.
What?
Yeah, we stayed in hospital.
What, every day and every night?
Yeah.
Every day, every night. There's always somebody either close to your family, grandparents.
ਤੁਸੀਂ 9 ਮਹੀਨੇ ਆਪ ਹਸਪਤਾਲ ਚ ਰਹੇ?
ਹਾਂਜੀ।
ਦੋਨੋਂ ਬੇਬੀ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ?
Yeah.
ਕਿ 9 ਮਹੀਨੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਹਸਪਤਾਲ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਹਰ ਨਹੀਂ ਕੱਢਣ ਦਿੱਤੀ?
ਕਿਉਂਕਿ
So you basically, it's like hospital becomes your home.
Yeah.
So ਸਾਰੀਆਂ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਉੱਥੇ ਲੈ ਗਏ ਹੋਣੇ ਨੇ?
That's it.
And in between you had to work and stuff like this?
Yeah.
Thing was, we had to be positive.
Yeah.
There was only one way of fighting against it, was by being positive.
Right.
If we let it get to us, we would never got through. By being positive, by getting back to work, it kind of brought a bit back some normality.
Right.
Otherwise, if you don't take your mind away from it,
it can lead to lots of stuff, depression and anxiety.
At some moments I did, because sometimes when I had days by myself, and there were some times where I couldn't even pick her up because she was hooked on so many wires. I couldn't feed her because
we saw it in the film, she had a lot of tubes.
Yeah. And then fortunately, she got diagnosed with the very rarest form, because this disease affects so many children in different ways. There's people that just deal with high blood pressure, and there's an adult form of this disease, but in kids they get it very severe, and she unfortunately had it so severe that because of it she had small lungs, she had a very thick side because of how big the kidneys were. It releases a hormone which controls your blood pressure, and because of that, at one point her blood pressure was at 150, anything from 150 to 230. And if you can imagine, that's really high for a tiny baby.
high ਹੋ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਬੰਦਾ ਮਰਨ ਫਿਰਦਾ।
At the time they did
150 ਤੋਂ 200 ਤੋਂ ਬਹੁਤ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਹੁੰਦੀ।
Once a month, maybe twice a month at sometimes. And they used to say to us, you got 12 hours, you got 6 hours, you got. What
did they do in that 9 months? Doctor ਨੇ ਕੀ ਕੀਤਾ?
So she was born in December. By February, they removed her first kidney.
ਕੱਢ ਲਈ?
ਕੱਢ ਲਈ, operation ਕਰਨਾ ਪਿਆ ਸੀਗਾ।
ਛੋਟੇ ਬੱਚੇ ਤੇ?
ਛੋਟੇ ਬੱਚੇ ਦੇ, ਕਿਉਂਕਿ
How old was she when that? 3 months, 2 months?
3 months. Just under 3 months.
Kid probably doesn't know what's going on.
But if you can imagine, the Billy operation on a kidney they removed ਕੀਤੀ ਸੀ, it weighed about half a kilo.
The kidney did?
The kidney itself. Adhi kilo. And then 3 weeks later, they had to remove the second kidney because it would just continue growing. It took the space of the first kidney that they'd taken out.
Can you function without kidneys?
On dialysis.
On dialysis, and that's the only way you can function.
Yeah, with her being so small, she is on a special type of dialysis as well.
Right.
It's a peritoneal dialysis, so there's a tube that comes out of your stomach, which is.
That's what the tube's always on,
yeah,
right?
Yeah. So basically, we link that up to a machine. We make it every day. There's special fluids that go into it. Cleaner bloods, withdraw extra fluids back because you can't go to the toilet, urinate, and so because of that kind of stuff. So that goes on every day for 10 to 12 hours. So we put her on a nighttime. Initially it was on daytime because it was affecting her blood pressure and things like that, and then eventually they moved her over to a nighttime. So she goes on daily 10 to 12 hours a night, and that's what's keeping her.
What is the situation now?
The situation now is
ਘਰ ਆ ਗਈ?
ਘਰ ਆ ਗਈ, ਹਾਂਜੀ, but it means we still have to go to the hospital every week for checkups.
Right. ਹਰ ਹਫਤੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਹਸਪਤਾਲ ਜਾਣਾ?
ਹਾਂਜੀ, we have to do bloods to make sure her blood levels are fine.
Right.
She has to have like 10 different medications. She can't eat any solid, so that she's on a special milk.
Okay.
She has to, because she's on dialysis every day, sometimes she gets infections quite a lot as well. And that's risky in itself. Because if you get more than one infection, you have to remove the tube in the stomach, and she have to go on hemodialysis. But because she's so young, that causes a lot of complications in itself. She's really behind on her milestones. It leads to complications. At the moment, she's got rickets. I didn't even know what rickets was myself. But because because of weak bones, she's got lack of vitamin D, lack of calcium, stunted growth.
Problem is she hasn't got a kidney. So she's not being able to get the right feed. All she is being fed on a special milk, which will help keep her bloods clean and give her the vital, like some vitamin D, calcium, whatever. But sometimes it's still hard to monitor because every 2 weeks she has bloods taken. They have to monitor the bloods and then change her feed accordingly.
Right, I want to ask you the questions. They might seem a bit tough, but probably people are thinking at home. For ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੀ ਕਿਡਨੀ ਕਿਉਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਦਿੱਤੀ ਜਾਂ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਕੋਈ ਫੈਮਿਲੀ ਮੈਂਬਰ
ਮੈਂ ਇਨੀਸ਼ੀਅਲੀ ਮੈਚ ਹੈਗਾ ਸੀ
ਰਾਈਟ
ਪਰ ਉਹਦੇ ਬਲੱਡ ਟ੍ਰਾਂਸਫਿਊਜ਼ਨਸ ਬਹੁਤ ਹੋਤੇ
ਬਲੱਡ ਟ੍ਰਾਂਸਫਿਊਜ਼ਨ ਮਤਲਬ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਬਲੱਡ ਚੇਂਜ ਕਰਨਾ ਪੈਂਦਾ
ਹੈ ਉਹ anemic ਹੋ ਗਈ ਸੀ ਕਾਫੀ she became really dangerously anemic because they tried to restrict the number of blood transfusion one has, but because ਉਹਨੂੰ ਇੱਕ ਚੀਜ਼ ਦੀ ਘਾਟ ਸੀ she had to have it because there was less hemoglobin. The number was really low, but because she's had about 15 up till now, unfortunately myself and my husband are no longer a match.
So ਤੁਸੀਂ match ਨਹੀਂ ਇਸ ਵੇਲੇ
the antibodies in the bloods are clashing, whereas originally we were, but now it's turned tables.
How do you find a match? So how are we trying to find a match here? What's been going on to get a match? Obviously you're not a match, so I mean, can an adult kidney be put into a baby?
Apparently so, and this was kind of new to us. I mean, babies have to be a certain age and a certain height and weight. So the goals are like she has to be 10 kg in weight and height has to be 80 centimeters. So to be able to fit an adult-sized kidney.
And she is that now.
Yeah, she will. She's on target for it. Doctors are working up to transplant, and we're hoping by her second birthday in December that she'll be ready for a transplant. But at the moment, because it takes so long to find a donor, we can only make an appeal for someone to kind of help save our daughter's life. The way they can, it's a big decision, and
of course,
it's. I mean, you can be a living donor, and an organ donation. You can be a deceased one or a living one. I mean, living one, there are risks involved, and I would say to people that you need to have all the information, and there's a lot of information.
But loads of people donate their kidneys while they're alive.
Yeah. But I think for her specifically, because she's a blood group B, we've been told that we need someone with a matching blood group of B or O.
Right.
There's an age limit of 30 and above, but up to 40 years above Anaya's age. So she'll be approximately 2, so up to about 42.
Right.
So also the bloods need to match.
So between 30 and 42 you're looking for someone,
So bloods need to match, tissue typing and kidney function.
It's quite complicated then.
It is quite complicated, but I think there's kidney centres out there who will specialise in this and will help people who want to come forward if they to donate.
I think the problem with us is, yes, she can become on the waiting list, but some people it takes years, and sometimes the longer we found with our daughters, the longer we wait, more complications arises.
I read an article today. There's a dad who's 45. He's waiting 10 years for a heart transplant.
That's it.
And so the waiting list numbers are huge. And he was a white person. So I can imagine where the numbers are short, that the waiting list must be huge. I mean, so ਦੇਖੋ ਜੀ ਗੱਲ ਸਿੱਧੀ ਜੀ ਆ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਬੱਚੀ ਨੂੰ ਕਿਡਨੀ ਦੀ ਲੋੜ ਆ ਰਾਈਟ ਕਿਡਨੀ ਦੀ ਟ੍ਰਾਂਸਪਲਾਂਟ ਦੀ ਲੋੜ ਆ ਉਹ ਕਿਡਨੀ ਜ਼ਰੂਰੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਿ ਜੀਂਦੇ ਬੰਦੇ ਦੇ ਹੋਵੇ ਪਰਸਨ ਦੇ ਹੋਵੇ ਇੱਕ ਡਿਸੀਸਡ ਪਰਸਨ ਦੇ ਵੀ ਹੋ ਸਕਦੀ ਹੈ ਸੋ ਉਹ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਅੰਗ ਲਿਸਟ ਤੇ ਡੋਨਰ ਤੇ ਆਉਂਗੇ ਤਾਂ ਹੀ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਬੱਚੀ ਦੀ ਜਾਨ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਹੈਲਪ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਆ ਬਚਾਉਣ ਨੂੰ ਸੋ ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਮੈਚ ਹੋਣੇ ਚਾਹੀਦੇ ਖੂਨ ਮੈਚ ਹੋਣੇ ਚਾਹੀਦੇ ਟਿਸ਼ੂ ਮੈਚ ਹੋਣੇ ਚਾਹੀਦੇ ਰਾਈਟ ਸੋ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਬਲੱਡ ਗਰੁੱਪ ਮੈਚ ਹੋਣਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ ਆ but it is possible right so it's not and it happens all the time so ਇਹ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਦੀ ਇਸ ਵੇਲੇ ਲੋੜ ਆ ਉਹ ਹੁਣ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਚੋਂ ਹੀ ਕਿਸੇ ਇੱਕ ਚੋਂ ਹੋ ਸਕਦਾ ਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਡੋਨੇਟ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਆ ਐਂਡ ਸੋ ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ you know people can survive on one kidney. I know loads of people who survive on one kidney. You know, we've had people on the show before and they've donated and you know they say we're doing fine, but and it's not necessarily like you said unique with the person kidney. It can be someone who's just recently passed away. So ਇਹ ਬਹੁਤ ਜ਼ਰੂਰੀ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਐਜ਼ ਅ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ ਇੱਦਾਂ ਦੇ ਹਾਦਸੇ ਜਦੋਂ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਸਪੋਰਟ ਕਰੀਏ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਹੈਲਪ ਕਰੀਏ you know it's not how do you educate yourself and prepare yourself for this? It's not something you probably never even realised that this was a problem. You've never had any problems yourself. You both look fit to me. है ना?
साडी फैमिली च नहीं कदे इंदा प्रॉब्लम
किद्दां नहीं हुई ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਤਾਂ ਕਦੇ ਸੁਣਿਆ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੋਣਾ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇਹ ਬਿਮਾਰੀ ਦਾ ਨਾਮ
ਜਿੱਦਨ ਸੁਣਿਆ ਤਾਂ ਬਾਕੀ ਜਿੰਦਾ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਸੀ ਟਾਈਮ ਹਸਪੀਟਲ ਵੀ ਬਹੁਤ ਕੱਢਿਆ ਹਾਂ ਤਾਂ ਉੱਤੇ ਬਾਕੀ ਨਿਆਣੇ ਇਕੱਲੇ ਨਾ ਆਇਆ ਨਹੀਂ there's a lot of children.
No way, but there's a lot of people in the ward.
There's a lot of people in the ward as well,
with the same sort of problems.
Yeah, similar problems, different other problems, and when you look at it like that, that's when you realise we should be doing something.
Adults need to do something.
We need to do it. And we complain when we get a cold. We complain if we got a headache, but we don't realise that there's kids young as Anaya going through a lot more.
And they can't even complain.
No.
The
thing is, they don't complain. They actually, as soon as with Anaya, she come out one operation, she wasn't even patched up yet, just had a small plaster. She was crying. As soon as she seen her, she was laughing. And she'd just come out of the operation about half an hour earlier.
Amazing.
It's just...
ਦੇਖੋ ਇਹ ਕਿਸੇ ਨੂੰ ਨਹੀਂ ਪਤਾ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਕਿ ਬਿਮਾਰੀ ਕਦੋਂ ਆਉਣੀ ਹੈ ਸੋ ਇਹ ਪੁੱਛ ਕੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਜਦੋਂ ਵੀ ਆਉਂਦੀ ਆ ਪਰ ਉਹਦਾ ਸਾਹਮਣਾ ਕਰਨਾ ਉਹਦਾ ਹੱਲ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਹੈ ਐਂਡ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਕਿਹਾ ਅਮਰੀਕ ਤੋਂ ਜੋਤੀ ਨੇ ਕਿ ਇਕੱਲੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਬੱਚੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਉਸ ਵਾਰਡ ਵਿੱਚ ਬਹੁਤ ਬੱਚੇ ਸੀਗੇ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਇਹ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਦੀ ਲੋੜ ਸੀਗੀ ਐਂਡ ਐਜ਼ ਐਡਲਟਸ ਸਾਡਾ ਫਰਜ਼ ਬਣਦਾ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਅਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਤਾਂ ਹੈਲਪ ਕਰੀਏ ਆਪਣੇ ਕੌਮ ਦੇ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਆਪਣੇ ਜਿੰਨੇ ਵੀ ਬੱਚੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਕੌਮ ਦੇ ਵੀ ਹੈ ਨਹੀਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਮਦਦ ਕਰਨੀ ਤਾਂ ਜ਼ਰੂਰੀ ਹੈ ਅਸੀਂ ਤਾਂ ਆਪਣੀ ਜ਼ਿੰਦਗੀ ਜੀਣੀ ਆ ਰਾਈਟ ਅਸੀਂ ਤਾਂ ਦੇਖ ਲਏ ਵਧੀਆ ਦਿਨ ਜੋ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ ਪਰ ਆਪਣੇ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਲਾਈਫ ਪਈ ਆ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਮੂਹਰੇ ਸਾਡਾ ਫਰਜ਼ ਬਣਦਾ ਕਿ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਅਸੀਂ ਅੱਛੇ ਦਿਨ ਦਿਖਾਈਏ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਸਿਹਤ ਦਈਏ ਸੋ ਇਹ ਵੀ ਇੱਕ ਮੌਕਾ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਜੀ ਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਮਦਦ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਆ ਇਹ ਤਾਂ ਹੋਊਗਾ ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਉਸ ਚੀਜ਼ ਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਅਵੇਅਰ ਹੋਵੋਗੇ ਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਹਾਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਅੰਗ ਦੇ ਸਕਦੇ ਆ You know, I was having a conversation, I'm going to have the conversation as well with my family. I don't need my organs after I die. I'll be serious, you know, I don't care what they do with me. They can burn me, they can bury me, they can do what they want. I'm not going to be here to stop that anyway, but and a lot of the elders, there's a funeral happening every day. तकरीबन कोई ना कोई तो पूरे होंगे funeral actually to see funeral crematorium जाओ ਉੱਥੇ ਅੱਧੇ ਘੰਟੇ ਦੇ ਤਕਰੀਬਨ ਫੈਮਿਲੀ ਕੋਈ ਨਾ ਕੋਈ ਆਈ ਹੁੰਦੀ you can't get a slot there right so if you think out of that every day there's a possibility that ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਅੰਗ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਹੈਗੇ they can save up to 9 people it's amazing why we haven't got more people on the donors and we haven't saved a lot of people and it's just ਮੈਨੂੰ ਤਾਂ ਸਮਝ ਹੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਆਉਂਦੀ ਕਿ ਆਪਣੇ ਬੰਦੇ ਮੋਰੇ ਆਉਂਦੇ ਕਿਉਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਇਸ ਚੀਜ਼
I think ਥੋੜਾ I can't blame our communities as much because I think it's more lack of education. Personally, before Anaya, we didn't have a clue.
You didn't know either?
We didn't know anything about
None
this.
of your family ever?
None of the family. So we weren't that educated about this. We've spent time at hospital. We've been educated by the doctors. We know what's involved. We've seen first eye what's happening with us. I don't think there's that education. Maybe leaders of faith, different faiths, they need to educate in, for example, the mosque or the Gurdwara temple. You know, they need to educate people. This is what we need to
you never see it Gurdwaras, mandirs and all that this sort of thing being discussed ਕੋਈ ਵੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਡਿਸਕਸ ਕਰਦੇ ਇਸ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਨੂੰ yeah ਮੰਗਦੇ ਹੀ ਰਹਿੰਦੇ ਸਟੇਜਾਂ ਤੇ ਚੜ੍ਹਦੇ ਰਹਿੰਦੇ ਜਾਂ even like TV stations radio stations ਸਾਰੇ ਹੁਣ ਤਾਂ ਪੈਸੇ ਮੰਗਣ ਤੇ ਆਏ no one really says look this is what we need ਹੈ ਨਾ and this is something I suppose money can't buy because if it could you would have done it
that's
right you would have done it I mean have you are you can you consider people from abroad and like international I mean I know for like blood donors and stem cell donors they get people from Germany and all over the place is it something that is an option
we spoke to our doctors about this and they said it is possible so it is a worldwide appeal
right
and they said they need to get the just similar kind of thing blood group tissue matching kidney function done if that's all available then I think they would help them fly over and take care and do the operation.
So the person could be from anywhere. So we could potentially get a match from somebody from India, from anywhere, right?
Anywhere,
Right. So as ਵੇਲੇ ਜੀ ਦੇਖੋ ਅਪੀਲ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਜਾ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਤਾਂ ਚਲੋ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਬੱਚੀ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਤਾਂ ਕਰਨਾ ਆ ਮੇਰੇ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਜਿੰਨੇ ਵੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਸਾਰੇ ਬੈਠੇ ਆ ਸਾਰੇ ਇਹੀ ਅਪੀਲ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ ਗੁਰਚਰਨ ਵੀ ਆਇਆ ਸੀ ਐਂਡ ਰੋਹਿਤ ਵੀ ਆਏ ਸੀਗੇ ਐਂਡ ਦੇ ਵਾਰ ਸੇਇੰਗ ਲੁੱਕ ਕਿ ਜੇ ਕੋਈ ਐਸ ਪੋਜੀਸ਼ਨ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੈਗਾ ਆ ਟੂ ਡੋਨੇਟ ਅ ਕਿਡਨੀ though even after your death then please join the register you might be able to save many people's lives ਇਹ ਬਹੁਤ ਜ਼ਰੂਰੀ ਹੈ ਦੇਖੋ ਮਾਪੇ ਕਿੰਨਾ ਹਾਰਡ ਹੈ ਮਾਪੇ ਦੇ really well done ਮੈਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਸ਼ਾਬਾਸ਼ ਦਿੰਦਾ because ਮੇਰਾ ਦਿਲ ਤਾਂ ਬਹੁਤ ਥੋੜਾ ਹੈ so I hate talking about issues like this and I could never talk about that like this but ਤੁਸੀਂ ਬੜੀ ਬਹਾਦਰੀ ਨਾਲ ਆਏ ਬੜੇ ਆਪਣੀ ਸਟੋਰੀ ਦੱਸੀ ਹੈ and it you know it's not an easy thing to do so respect my utmost respect goes to you and my utmost thanks goes to you one for educating us ਹੁਣ 10 ਬੰਦੇ ਘਰ ਬਹਿ ਕੇ ਇਹ ਚੀਜ਼ ਬਾਰੇ ਐਜੂਕੇਟ ਹੋ ਗਏ ਪਤਾ ਕਰਗੇ organ donation ਕੀ ਹੈ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਚੋਂ ਇੱਕ ਵੀ ਆ ਗਿਆ ਮੋਰੇ ਉਹ ਕਿਸੇ ਦੀ ਜਾਨ ਬਚਾ ਸਕਦਾ 9 ਜਾਨਾਂ ਬਚ ਸਕਦੀਆਂ ਸੋ ਇੱਥੋਂ ਹੀ ਸ਼ੁਰੂਆਤ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ ਦੂਜੀ ਚੀਜ਼ ਹੈ we can promise you that we will keep on trying to find a donor ਅਸੀਂ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਵੀ ਹੈਗੇ through social media through Twitter through YouTube ਕੋਸ਼ਿਸ਼ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ this program's going on Facebook YouTube ਸਾਰੇ ਕਿਤੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਸ਼ੇਅਰ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ I want to put this program on YouTube and Facebook and I want you lot ਸਾਰੇ ਜਿੰਨੇ ਘਰ ਬੈਠੇ to share it to save this child's life ਇਹ ਕੰਮ ਕਰਨਾ ਹੈ it's not if but maybe ਰੱਬ ਹੀ ਕਰੂ ਰੱਬ ਨੇ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਦਿਮਾਗ ਦਿੱਤੇ ਹੋ ਹੱਥ ਦਿੱਤਾ ਜਦੋਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਰੋਟੀ ਖਾਣੀ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਉਹ ਤਾਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਿ ਰੱਬ ਹੀ ਬੋਕੀ ਮੂੰਹ 'ਚ ਪਾਓ ਉਹ ਤਾਂ ਆਪ ਇੱਦਾਂ ਛਕਦੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ ਜਦੋਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕੰਮ 'ਤੇ ਜਾਣਾ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਉਹ ਤਾਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਰੱਬ ਹੀ ਆਪੇ ਉੱਠੂ ਜੀ ਆਪੇ ਰੱਬ ਦਿਹਾੜੀ ਲਾ ਕੇ ਆਊ ਤਾਂ ਪੇ ਪਾਊ ਬੈਂਕ 'ਚ ਜੇ ਸਾਰੀਆਂ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਆਪ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਤਾਂ ਰੱਬ ਨੇ ਇੰਨੀ ਹਿੰਮਤ ਦਿੱਤੀ ਕਿ ਇਹ ਵੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਪ੍ਰੋਬਲਮ ਅਸੀਂ ਆਪ ਹੀ ਸੁਲਝਾਉਣੀ ਹੈ ਐਜ਼ ਅ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ ਸੋ ਅਸੀਂ ਬੇਨਤੀ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਲੋਟ ਆਫ ਪੀਪਲ ਸਹੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਸੇਵਾ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਦੂਜੇ ਦੇ ਪੈਸਿਆਂ ਨਾਲ ਕਿਸੇ ਨੂੰ ਵੰਡਣ ਨਾਲ ਬਹੁਤ ਸੌਖੀ ਹੈ ਸੇਵਾ ਕਰਨੀ ਜਦੋਂ ਕੋਈ ਆਪਣੀ ਚੀਜ਼ ਦੇਣੀ ਪਵੇ ਆ ਤਾਂ ਉਹਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਜਾਨ ਬਚਾ ਸਕਦੇ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਅਸਲੀ ਸੇਵਾ ਸਕਦੇ ਉਹਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਕੋਈ ਉੱਤਮ ਸੇਵਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈਗੀ ਇਸ ਨਾਲ ਬਿਗੈਸਟ ਸੇਵਾ ਦਿੰਦਾ you know as parents a lot of parents must be feeling uncomfortable because no parent wants to see this because automatically you start thinking what if it happened to my kid right and then secondly but parents must be trying to hamdardi jitaunde there must be lots of parents sympathizing so मैं यही कहूँगा कि जी इन्हां दी तुसीं मदद करनी है thank you for coming on it's something that we're going to keep up when you get the good news because if तुम्हें birthday नहीं when we get the good news that Anaya's got a kidney then we'll come on to the show again and we'll thank everybody until then we're there we'll keep on trying and we'll push the cause कोई आखिरी मैसेज तुसीं कहना चाਹੁੰਦੇ हो last message
मैं यही कहूँगी कि you need to be the change that you want to see happen. We did not expect this to happen to us. And it could happen to any of you, anybody out there, like Baji said. This is why it's important that we get more Asians to donate to the NHS organ donor as well. But you can still donate while you're living as well and help share so many lives like Anaya's. Kidney is everyone has two kidneys.
Yeah. But you can function on one.
Yeah, you can function on one. Share your spare.
Thank you very much. Thank you for coming on. ਅੱਜ ਜਿੰਨਾ ਹੀ ਸੀਗਾ ਜੀ ਹੋਪਫੁਲੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੇ ਗੱਲ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਖਾਨੇ 'ਚ ਪੈ ਗਈ ਹੋਊਗੀ ਤੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਮਝ ਗਏ ਹੋਵੋਗੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਕਿੱਥੋਂ ਗੱਲ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ ਕਿੱਥੋਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਰੱਬ ਜੀ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਦੀ ਦਾਨ ਦੇਵੇ ਤੇ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਸਿਹਤ ਦੇਵੇ ਬੈਸਟ ਮੇਨ ਚੀਜ਼ ਰੱਬ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਸਿਹਤ ਦੇਵੇ ਇਹ ਵੀ ਆਪਣੇ ਹੱਥ 'ਚ ਹੀ ਆ ਅਸੀਂ ਇੱਕ ਦੂਜੇ ਦੀ ਮਦਦ ਕਰੂੰਗੇ ਤਾਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਇੱਕ ਮਿਸਾਲ ਬਣਾ ਸਕਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਜੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਇੱਕ ਦੂਜੇ ਦੀ ਬੱਚੇ ਇੱਕ ਦੂਜੇ ਨੂੰ ਬਚਾ ਸਕਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਜੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਕੋਲ ਇੱਛਾ ਹੋਵੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਕੋਲ ਡਿਟਰਮੀਨੇਸ਼ਨ ਹੋਵੇ that's all I'm going to leave there with you #hope4Anaya with the number 4 and anyone can contact us on Facebook or Twitter and we will put you in touch with the relevant authorities who deal with it where you need to go we will signpost you to where to go ਬਾਕੀ ਮੇਰੇ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਇੰਨਾ ਹੀ ਸੀਗਾ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਮੇਰੇ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਸਤਿ ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਅਕਾਲ